would you say the Mongolian throat singing is like the last level of that?
Oh my gosh.
That shit ain't easy. I'm sure.
We're not doing much throat stuff yet. It's mostly like just lung kind of stuff. But yeah, because I was like, how do I do a Yosemite Sam impression without like just killing myself? She's like, I'll think about that.
Yeah, that throat singing.
Because I was doing like yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Because I was doing like a Bobcat Goldthwait kind of voice, which is very throaty, and like that's doable. But if you do it too much, you can hurt yourself. So the throat stuff, I'm generally sticking away from.
What techniques the Mongolians do with those throat singing? That shit sounds like it hurts.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
sounds insane though.
There's I think it's an Inuit tribe that has also a type of throat singing, and a lot of it is using a lot of diaphragms, your diaphragm, I think, to lift your voice in a certain way. And part of their tradition, from my very limited understanding, it was like a TikTok video on Facebook, so I don't know very much at all. But like, you're supposed to do it with somebody, so it's meant to be kind of like an improv
I think I've
pattern.
seen something like that.
Yeah. And so that stuff, I'm just
I
like,
saw
how?
a mother-daughter like combo.
Yeah, that one.
That was very cute. Very crazy.
Very. And I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, how? It's, gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, the diaphragm thing, I think a lot, maybe not all, but a lot of the throat singing is also uses like circular breathing with the diaphragm, so they can kind of just sustain it for indefinitely, basically.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that makes sense, for sure. Like in a chorus or choir.
Also, this is episode 185 of the gaming podcast.
Woo! Where we talk about things
number.
other than games.
So,
black number is divisible by 17.
I might as well say it now. I've committed sin against the gaming gods.
What did you do?
Another one?
Hold that thought. If there are actual gaming gods that gamers worship, who would they be? Would it be one? Just Hideo Kojima? Or like would it be like more than just Hideo Kojima?
I mean, it wouldn't be a terrestrial person, would it?
No, like who would gamers worship? I know they like sucking the dick of Hideo Kojima and everything he does is perfect.
I mean, there's plenty of corporations that people seem to idolize in the gaming industry.
I mean, I think it's a lot like real religion, where you have like these very strong sects that don't see eye to eye, and they're one way is the true way kind of thing.
The thing is, I can't really think of anybody that's on the Hideo Kojima level. Like, you know what I mean?
You wouldn't.
I'm blanking on names right now.
I'm blanking on names too, so I'm just gonna say the people because I don't remember names. But I'm thinking of I think he passed away, but original creator of Mario and stuff like that.
Shigeru Miyamoto? He's very much alive.
Who am I thinking of that passed away? Somebody passed away. I feel so stupid now. Somebody from Nintendo would be up there. One of your gods is dead.
He created. God damn it! I know who you're talking about. One of the presidents.
Yeah. Yes, it's probably a Nintendo president that I'm thinking of.
Who was a founder of Hell Labs, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like he somehow, if I remember correctly, one of his achievements, like really, really early on, was he was able to somehow find a way to put the original Pokemon area into the next Pokemon game.
It's Satoru Iwata.
That one.
Satoru Iwata.
That's the guy.
Earthbound, Balloon Fight, Kirby, Super Smash Bros. Pokemon.
Yeah.
He basically fixed a lot of like programming. He's and then he became president.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of him. If you're in the Final Fantasy community, you probably
but not toxic enough. I feel his fandom is too nice. I feel like it's not toxic enough. Maybe because he's dead. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Not toxic enough to be a religion.
Yeah, you gotta be toxic to be a religion.
I see.
Like you know what I mean, right? When you think of Hideo Kojima fans, you think of a certain type of person.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I'm just glad David Cage's is falling down. That's nice to see.
Oh, he was like crying in court and shit. Apparently,
God, some of those transcripts.
I didn't hear this.
Oh, he was.
I knew he was in court. I didn't hear how dramatic it was.
Yeah, he was like, why are you attacking me or something? Like, do you know what you're doing? You're attacking like a genius.
I'm
like
the
that kind of line.
Yeah, Yeah, his transcripts sound like ridiculous.
Like
even I'm
basically,
like,
I'm a genius. I should be able to like not be harassed for anything
Responsible
I've
for
done
my
kind
actions.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but he said some messed up crap too.
He's just,
I need to.
I mean, that's pretty
he said
messed up.
Yeah, but like he said some weird sexual stuff at one
Okay.
point too. Let me see if
No
I can.
way.
I mean, in
find-
court or like the work stuff?
it was court. Like it was a transcript I saw.
On the
Are
record.
you sure you're not thinking about the Epic Games and the banana thing?
No, not the banana thing. It wasn't that. Gosh, let me see if I can.
Court
find
trials
it.
are fucking weird, man. Like,
It's
just logic
Yeah,
just goes out the window.
It was just. Let me see. Where did he? Let's see.
Okay, so while Sarah's looking for
whatever.
that,
Keep going.
the sin
It's
that
not
I committed
important.
is I am playing
Oh, yeah.
and actually enjoying a mobile game.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Dragon Quest Tact.
Huh? I actually didn't know they had one.
So it's a tactics game in the Dragon Quest. Like, so you collect monsters from the Dragon Quest series, and you level them up. Of course, with like multiple different things you can level them up with, and all of that requires grinding, or there's also microtransactions to buy. But I feel the rate of me being rewarded is actually not too bad. That's why I'm playing it and enjoying it. And the tactics game actually has some strategy to it too. It's interesting. I wasn't really expecting to like it. I don't know why. Just wanted something clean bit. Yeah, so that's my sin, I guess. Hideo
How dare
Kojima's
you.
gonna smite me now. I don't know who, man. I like
Probably.
whoever's gonna smite me.
I've been tempted to try Genshin Impact, but it's because like all my anime friends like it. I'm like,
It's
I was tempted as well.
on the
I was talking with a
Switch.
friend. I was thinking about it. He's like, I'm going to do it. So he did it. And I watched him play. It's like, oh, okay. No, I know I don't. it's I don't know. It looks a lot like, Zelda, but less fluid.
makes sense.
because you got to
It's
think
mobile.
about it. They do have to like think about it in a free-to-play aspect as well.
Yeah.
And that's all the
Yeah.
waifus you can collect and stuff. I'm not really sure if you can play dress up with them. I think
Not that I've
cosmetics is one of the things that people complain about. Like, there's not enough of it or something. I'm not really
I don't
sure
think
about.
I haven't seen. I mean, anyone that I've seen fan art of people doing different outfits, but I don't think it's in the game. So
that
I'm
would
not
suck.
sure how much.
Um,
I could
If you want to try it out, it's on the Switch. It's like, easily
Oh, is it?
accessible. I believe so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to do it on my phone.
Yeah, it will destroy my phone's battery in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I have a new
My phone is like
and
an old one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have a newer phone, but like I don't like playing games like that on my phone. I'll
Yeah,
do a
it
visual
is like a
novel, but-
pure visual novel is like perfect. Like DS
Yeah.
games that can function basically purely on the touchscreen, like the Phoenix Wright
Yeah.
games, those are perfect.
Yeah, easy. But something like that where you gotta control it, no thank you.
Yeah. I want my touch inputs to directly do the commands or whatever. I don't want my touch input to control an on-screen controller. Like,
Exactly.
That's not fun.
Exactly. I don't know how people do
Also,
PUBG Mobile,
Google Genshin Impact codes, promo codes. They have, I think, quite a few like codes that give you all those free currencies, like free premium currencies. I know there's one right now on the Epic Games Store because they just launched there. So there's an Epic Games code. You get like some free shit. I'm not really sure, but do check it out, like before you play it,
Bye.
so you have some codes.
Good old
I've also
gotcha
been doing
games.
something that I haven't done in a long, long time. I've been watching a TV show as it airs new episodes each week.
What? What
Yeah.
are you watching?
Loki.
Me
Loki.
too.
It's like first time usually I just wait for everything to come out, but like
Yeah.
are you watching it every week or?
I mean, 2 weeks so far, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
That's
weeks
what
so
I don't know
far.
about. Okay. Just
Yeah, 2 weeks so far. 2 weeks
Yeah,
so
there's
far.
only been 2. Oh, Loki.
I was just curious about it for the first episode, and I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked. I need to watch it.
So
It's
Oh,
fun.
yeah. It's
I should have the answer to this question I'm about to ask before this airs. I have an idea for a sketch, and I think if I write it now is the only time I could possibly write it, because it's going to be worse if I write it any other time. But I also still don't know if it's good enough to write now. The idea is a Gumby and Loki sketch where it's like there's two ways this can go. The way I'm leaning towards is I just replace Owen Wilson with Gumby and just do like an episode of Loki. But the other way is to do like an episode of Gumby where I replace Pokey with Loki. So I don't know. Kids don't know what Loki is, or Gumby and Pokey are, right? So it seems like a dumb idea.
I don't know what Gumby and Pokey are.
I know.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up now. It's a 1995 stop motion surrealist claymation adventure film. Apparently.
I remember it. I feel like because I didn't really watch it that much because it was a little before me. I mean, I was born, but like I wasn't watching it.
Right.
I would say if you did it like Gumby with Loki, I feel like I would get it more than if you did Loki with as Pokey.
Got it. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Just because don't know. Like Gumby's iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just from the posters of this Gumby the movie, I wasn't expecting a surrealist claymation adventure film.
It's
something.
I mean, it's a little trippy, I guess, but it's honestly it's kind of like VeggieTales or something. There's like strong Christian values kind of in it too. Like Gumby, pick up your room. Good kids pick up their room. Yes, mother. That kind of crap.
It's weird.
So, but I mean, he'll go into a television, which I guess is why it's surreal. You know, he'll do.
If there's one thing that the Loki TV show has proven, I think you can fit Loki with any cartoon character. I think it just feels right.
Yeah.
So the idea would be like the Pokey Loki would just be like a variant. But I think it's just funnier to have a Gumby Owen Wilson. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll definitely write it this week because I have a homework assignment. I don't know if I'll ever actually make it, though.
How many times when you're watching the Loki TV show, how many times during the episode do you go, oh, wow? Like, do you do that?
Not so much. Not. Owen Wilson's not super Owen Wilson-y.
Yeah.
No, not super.
He's kind of normal.
I'm not sure. I feel a little bit disappointed. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, little bits. It feels like he grew up a little and has seen some things. He's grown up a little, but it's
maybe they said like don't do it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he's trademarked it, so if you want it in your movies, you gotta pay extra.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. But yeah, I am hooked. I think there's only, it's only 6 episodes. Or 8 episodes, 6 or 8. But anyway.
I don't know.
I think it's like 2 months worth of a show, which seems so little, but they pack so much into it. So, especially that end of episode 2, I'm just like, oh yes!
Yeah, that's I really like the shows because it's like a lot happens in one episode. There's not much waiting required.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot that happened in the last episode. I had no idea where they were going to go with it.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And we still don't even know where it went, really. Like, it kind of ended, like, right as all this stuff kind of, like, revealed and happened. Like, well, I guess I'll see the ramifications of that next week.
Exactly. It's just like, oh.
I'm not really sure if my decision to watch it weekly was a good one, honestly.
Too impatient. Whatever. I'm excited. I'm enjoying it. Gosh, I've enjoyed, like, all the Marvel shows, TV series so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got each of them has their little things. Like, I enjoyed Falcon Winter Soldier, but there were definitely some well-rounded complaints with how they decided to do their stories.
I just wish there were more, I guess, stop listening for 2 minutes, I guess. I just wish there were more, spoiler alert, there were more, like, relationship stuff between Falcon and Winter. Like, more relationship, like, just show it, like, growing a little bit more. And I also do not like the like, seriously, spoiler alert, do not listen to this for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I really do not like the salvation they gave the Nazi guy. Like, seriously.
No, I didn't like that
I really
either.
hated that. I was so pissed off.
Especially because they killed off the others. I understand from an overarching writing perspective. Also, they did it because they wanted to do that show.
Also,
yeah.
They fucking killed. another like 10 seconds. They fucking killed the black guy so that the white guy can, just move his story. It's just very fucking annoying. Like, it's just...
Yeah. I think my problem is that I think the problem is that it sounds like they want to do a new series with that guy, but I kind of wish they had just made
maybe
it
he'll be like a villain or something. Because it doesn't seem like this new agency is like the good guys.
It doesn't. I think it's part of Hydra.
I mean, to be fair, when I mean the good guys is they might be working for the American government, but as we all know, like the CIA is also American government, and they're not actually the good guys. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the lady who like helps him out, a lot of people think she's Madam Hydra. So, yeah. Because I guess
so she's been in Seinfeld. She's been a vice president, and now she's a lot of range.
A lot of range, yeah. Exactly. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Now, I understood from an overarching perspective why they chose to do what they did, because they wanted to do this new series, and they can't have a bunch of super soldiers, I guess, running around. But in that moment, that was not a good idea. Just in that select moment. So that was ugh. But I still enjoyed the show. Besides that, spoilers over. I've been quite pleased with Marvel TV shows, and Loki's really shaping up to be something pretty interesting.
I feel like Loki, if this continues, like just the pacing and everything, might be the best show. Because like the Wanda one, the first 2 episodes were like really gripping. And then after that, it was still good. It just wasn't like, it wasn't the first 2 episodes where where there's all the mystery and we're trying to guess what's happening.
The mystery is what's compelling, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah,
but that's always,
now this
it's a pretty common like formula, right? Mystery, first couple of episodes, and then once you reveal the mystery, the magic of the mystery is not there anymore. But you gotta keep it compelling some way, I guess.
Yeah, well, the hard part is like, I agree with you guys on that. There are plenty of people who completely disagree and hate the first 2 episodes, and like we're waiting for it to move on to the 3rd episode. So
I don't get that. Like, seriously,
I don't either. But people are weird. Like, I was really mad at some of the problems that people levied against like WandaVision. Like, I normally don't care about people's opinions. I'm normally like, yeah, it's your opinion. But some of them were just
wrong.
Dumb. I'm sorry, they're just wrong. Like, what? And
it's just I wonder if this is part of the whole like people watching a lot of streaming stuff and all the episodes come out at once. I wonder if that's affecting it.
I mean the beginning criticisms of WandaVision, even some of the beginning criticisms with Falcon and Winter Soldier, definitely felt like people who forgot how to watch a TV show. Like much of it just
don't watch TV
know
shows.
How.
It's way worse.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're, like you said, they're used to binging. They're not used to taking it one step at a time. Because, like, especially I remember Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, so much of the complaints in the beginning were like, guys, the show's not done yet. Like,
it's
like
not
some
a
of
movie.
their
And it feels like, I mean, like the new number of episodes is around like 8 to 13 now, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably also that I sometimes still watch TV shows where there's like 22 episodes in a season. So
right.
What were you saying for?
I just remember being in the theater, seeing the Fellowship of the Ring, and it ending, and people being like, "What? That's it? That doesn't answer anything." Like, didn't like. There's people want conclusion and closure at every time unit step possible, I guess. Jeez. I don't know. Some people, not everybody,
I thought
certainly.
Each of the movies did have some sort of conclusion.
I mean, the first one kind of sucks as an ending. It's like 2 of the Fellowship die, and you're like, oh no.
The first one feels like a prequel to when the real adventure begins. And then immediately they split off again. And you're kind of sad. At least that's how I feel when I watch it. I never read the book, so don't ask me.
I just watched...
It's okay. It's hard to read anyways.
But I'd never seen this before. A week ago, I watched a Lord of the Rings animated movie. I'd seen the Rankin and Bass one. This was not that. I don't remember who did this one, but it was mostly rotoscoped. And it would kind of alternate between being rotoscoped and not rotoscoped sometimes, so it was really janky. But it basically did from the beginning up through Helm's Deep, and it ended at the end of Helm's Deep. And they were going to do the second movie was going to be the rest of the trilogy, but they never got funding for it. It's not a good movie. It's fun bad though. I mean, and if you don't know what Lord of the Rings was and you watch this, I do not think you'd be able to follow at all what was happening. It just jumps randomly.
So
like there's
much.
one scene, like it just kind of cuts to, I don't even know if it shows Merry and Pippin getting captured, but it just cuts to them being carried by Treebeard. He's just talking about trees, and it never comes up again. It's just like they had these bullet points that we got to hit these scenes, but we don't have to explain why or how we got here. It's pretty fun. It's so bad.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But Loki's good.
Yay. But yeah, Loki's awesome. I'm excited. Harley Quinn season 3 is coming out soon, and there's
cool.
a lot of debate on. There's a lot of debate online. Have you guys heard about the Batman debate?
Okay, so what is this going down on whatever DC? What?
I can explain. I have a lot of feelings about this. So let me explain. So, apparently there was a memo, I guess, or something that came out that apparently the creators of Harley Quinn season 3 were going to have a scene of Batman performing oral sex on Catwoman. And DC apparently sent a notice that said, you can't do that. That's not what heroes do. And so
Why
that
can't they just
immediately...
say, don't do that. We don't want anything sexual in the...
Yeah, well, so I have a couple problems, and we'll get to that in just a second. Now, the writers of Harley Quinn, say that they're pretty actually okay with it. They thought it was hilarious, but when they pushed them, the executives were like, listen, we're worried about toy sales. I'll get to that in a second. And, they were saying how they're still appreciative of DC being willing to push the envelope. I have two major problems with this still. Like, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Batman being able to perform oral sex on Catwoman, but I'm passionate about this because of two issues here. One, what toys are you selling for an 18+
I will buy that toy.
Right? What are you talking about?
I don't own any Batman toys. I would buy that toy.
Right? Like, what? And number two, you had Batman having sex with Batgirl in The Killing Joke, and that was apparently okay. So don't get at me that that's not what heroes do. So anyway, that's my frustration about this. That
Oral
it's not
sex
at all.
is lewd.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's also, it goes back to, and if you go back far enough when you talk about movies and, like, what sex scenes are rated, like, NR-17 and which are rated R, any that are more about, like, female pleasure or orgasm seem to be rated higher, as in, like, it's more adult, but when it's for man's pleasure, or if it's just penetration, it's fine. Sorry to get all graphic on you guys, but, like, it's very frustrating. Give Catwoman what she wants, man.
But
so anyway.
There's so many good opportunities for like pussy jokes too.
I know. It's
That's
right
good
there. It's right there. It's just
so somebody leaked this memo, right?
Yeah. Someone leaked this memo and
Did somebody get fired for it or leaking?
Not that I've heard.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about that. If it sounds like it was leaked, and then the writers of Harley Quinn very quickly were like, "Listen, we're chill about this," blah blah blah. That's all I know.
That's not
also,
what heroes do.
Yeah, it's not what heroes do. So there has been amazing memes about it. Zack Snyder tweeted a picture. It's not that graphic. No one's clothes are off, but it's a picture showing the act essentially. And as much as you're allowed to in the Twitter space. And basically said something akin to like, yes he does or something. And so then of course that drove everybody wild because it's Zack Snyder. So So,
they should have just then had a scene of like, I don't know, Clayface going down on Poison Ivy or something because he's a villain. He can do it apparently.
Apparently, yeah, because it's what apparently villains do. My other favorite meme is there's a picture of Catwoman talking to Batman. Is like, listen, I've been hanging out with Harley and Ivy. They do things. So that one's pretty funny too. The meme's been fantastic. But yeah, it's just very... I hate it because of how obviously, like, it's just about the misogyny. It has nothing to do with sex. This is Harley Quinn we're talking about here.
There would not have been that note for a blowjob scene if Catwoman had given a blowjob to Batman. That would not have been a note.
Absolutely. That's also what pisses me off. Like, there's no way to prove that, because if they tried to go back and change it, they're usually pretty... The executives would be pretty well aware to be like, we can't say yes to that, but there's no way we'll ever be able to know unless there's like a new show where it happens. But yeah, absolutely. It's so stupid. Anyway, I don't know why I'm obsessed about Batman's sex life, but that was my obsession for a day.
Because he's clearly repressed. He dresses like a bat. He's frustrated, man.
In the comics, at some point, he marries Catwoman. Come on. She's not going to stay with you if you just do one thing, man. Just saying.
So Batman doesn't kill and he doesn't give oral.
Yep.
That's
Not a good giver. Yep, that's a thing. It's not what heroes do.
Yeah. He doesn't kill until he actually does, which is plenty of times.
Exactly. Yeah. Except when you're like, okay, you may have not killed that man, but you definitely made
paralyzed him for
paralyzed
life.
for life. Yeah, I don't know. Which I don't think is
not
better.
Dead.
Actually.
It's like, that's okay.
Yeah, you gotta pay for
It's
his
what
medical
heroes
bills. Oh man. Anyway, that's the Batman thing. What else? But yeah, I'm excited for Harley Quinn 3. I'm super stoked. I can't wait for it to come out.
Nice.
Is there a date?
Oh, yeah. Is there a date?
Is there a release date for season 3?
What is it again? A Hulu show?
No,
it's not Hulu. That's Disney, right?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
Cartoon
DC
Network?
got bought up by someone. Was it Hulu? I want to say HBO.
DC got bought up by
It's either Hulu or
starts with an
HBO.
A,
Wasn't
right?
Hulu.
That giant telco corporation. Oh shit! What? I can't think of the name right now. But they bought like Warner Brothers or something,
Yeah.
and they split different departments.
Quicksilver? No, that's shoes. Ha ha ha. I googled who owns DC shows, and Google's like, DC Shoes is owned by Quicksilver. Like, don't know what DC Shoes are. Don't care.
Let me just watch DC movies. I'm trying to remember where we saw Wonder Woman. I want to figure out how to watch them chronologically. I just
AT&T.
Minus shoes.
Oh, it's AT&T?
AT&T
Wow.
bought Warner
It's not-
Brothers.
Wow.
But it's not their streaming service. Who's the streaming service? It's either HBO Max or it's Hulu. It's one of the two.
I think it's HBO Max.
I think it's HBO.
Hulu is under
Yeah,
Disney
but-
Plus, right? Disney, not you know what I mean. Under Disney, Marvel, whoever owns
I
them.
mean,
now.
MODOK is on
like-
Hulu, so it's Disney adjacent.
Yeah. Anyway, the last thing I saw is they're saying season 3 should be out like late 2021 or early 2022. So,
okay.
wintertime. Well, not wintertime. Sorry.
Cool. It'll be out
would be
before we
my-
get season 2 of Invincible.
Probably. Yeah, it's Harley Quinn season 3's been in production for a bit. When did season
Yeah, they've had a while.
I mean, COVID was, of course, but the big thing. But yeah, I'm excited. I am super stoked, especially for this particular season, because it's going to be way more about, like, you know, what's it like to try to have a relationship after being in toxic ones. Too real. Anyway.
I've been watching a show called Marvel Runaways. Heard of it?
Oh,
I've
have
heard of it.
but I haven't seen it.
Only reason I know about it is because what's his name? James Marsters?
James Marsters, Spike from...
from Buffy. He's in this show. So that's why I know of it. So, it's basically it's on Hulu. It's a Marvel show based on Marvel Comics. Basically, the villains are the parents and the kids are the heroes, basically, more or less.
Yes. I have heard of this.
I do, yeah. I saw a trailer or something.
It's not the most amazing show, but it's not bad. There's
Yeah,
about 3
I heard-
seasons,
Okay.
ended in 2019. There's about 10 episodes, more or less. And there are some really good scenes. There's some really good... once in a while, some of the characters are like funny and stuff. Some of the characters can also be annoying because they're teenagers.
Is James Marsters basically the Artful Dodger of the group? Like the older, teach you the tricks of the street kind of guy?
No, he's a he's a
parent?
inventor.
He's a bad
he's
guy?
a parent. He's a bad guy.
Okay.
He's old now, man. Like he
I was gonna
can't
say,
he
yeah.
can't pass off as a teenager no more.
Yeah, he ain't a
I
young
bet
thing
he
anymore.
could.
Throw enough makeup on and we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny, and the show can be annoyingly written sometimes. I'm not sure if it's because the writers are just doing it because they're teenagers or what, but sometimes it can be annoying. I'm not sure if they're thinking like, what would teenagers do in this kind of situation. I'm not, but I think it's overall it's pretty good. If you just have nothing else to watch, it's not bad. Also, there's a lesbian couple, so.
Oh, that's exciting.
But one of them.
I was reading an interesting article about how.
Dies?
No, one of them I really hate because she's really annoying.
Oh,
there's a lesbian couple in at Jupiter's Legacy, which I also didn't continue watching.
Listen, I'm just glad they don't kill off one of the members, because that's always the trope, is there's no gay couple that can be happy because one of them always has to die. So
there's very few male gay couples.
No,
I was reading an interesting article about it, how those are seen as like more, I don't know, subversive, because like it's less masculine. Like I don't know, it's some weird.
Yeah,
it's a good article. Was it about
yeah, it's interesting because like I would like socially wise in some ways, gay men are taken a little bit more. Like if you're a man who is gay, you're gonna probably be taken a bit more seriously than a woman who is gay. But
it's not as much just a face as it is if you're a woman.
Yeah, but on TV, I think it's unfortunately I think like male gays still kind of. GAZE gays still kind of trumps a bit, and so it's a little easier to get it away with it on TV. That's my theory, but I could be wrong. It is
plausible
a thing. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't really know a lot of I don't know a lot of canon male gay couples on TV, or at least like there really aren't that many.
Yeah, I mean, there's more than zero, but like there's like currently like gay women couples are like in like half the things I watch. I feel like, which is great. They need representation, but also like
but it's
both.
True. No, absolutely. Yeah, we need both. We need all of the above. But I believe you're right too. That's what I've noticed as well. Except
I feel kind of weird about it in some things, like Owl House. There's a lesbian couple, which is. I don't know how old those kids are, so I don't know how I feel watching it.
I mean...
like, I guess it's fine to have crushes, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
It's also just, I don't want to think about any of the characters that way.
I mean, I think about,
although
like,
I do kind of have a crush. I kind of have a crush on the witch lady, the owl lady.
I haven't watched Owl House. I do know that there's a gay couple in it, so the style reminds me very much of Star, and I liked Star in The Forces of Evil, so I
think it's literally the same background artist as Gravity Falls as well.
Yes, it is. It is. That's why my brother started watching, because he loves Gravity Falls. So.
Gravity Falls is still my favorite. Of all of these CalArts cartoon shows that look very similar.
Oh, I just finished that. What's the one you recommended?
Over the Garden Wall? MODOK.
No.
It's Owl House? That's what we're talking about right now.
No.
How old is it?
The one with the train.
What did I recommend? When did I recommend? Oh, Infinity Train.
Yes, Infinity Train. Yes.
Oh, very different show. Got it.
That one's good. That one's quite good.
That was quite good, actually, yeah. There's no season 5, is there? Like, I've been looking it up. There's no
think
plan
they're done.
For season. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
that really sucks. I feel like there's just so many questions that's not answered at all.
Talk about
they did a good job of raising the stakes each season.
Yeah, that's a good
for a show that's kind of like an anthology show. There's not that much crossover between the seasons. They still kind of got heightened.
Yeah. This Owl House sounds interesting. It's about a person with no magical powers wanting to be rich.
Yeah.
It's not going to blow your minds, but you like Steven Universe, you like these things, you'll like Owl House.
Yeah, exactly. It felt very much like a Steven Universe, Star, Force of Evil, and Gravity Falls mashup, so I will probably watch it. I feel like I need to finish Gravity Falls. My brother and I watched it for a bit, and then I honestly didn't continue because like I was watching it more with him, but now we just haven't really put it back up. So unfortunately, like I kind of already know the huge spoiler, but I have no idea the context of it, so I'm just like waiting.
I don't even remember. It's been so long since I should rewatch it maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, Owl House will probably be added to the list at some point.
Season 2 just started airing, so it's a good time to catch up to it if you want to.
Yes, okay. It's very
if you want to watch it if you don't want to wait for the whole thing to come out.
Yeah. That one might be a little easier to convince everybody to binge on, so
is it 11-minute episodes?
Easier to binge. No, I think
they're
full.
20-minute
like 20
episodes.
something. Okay.
Yeah, they're not like Steven Universe. Nothing will be like
Or
Steven
Infinity
Universe.
Train.
Infinity Train also had 11-minute
Got it.
episodes. It was
Okay,
so
gotcha,
easy
gotcha,
to
okay.
binge. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Finish
One
like 2
season's
seasons
just
at
like a
night.
movie. Yeah, it's great.
And it's so I love that each like season that Infinity Train. Each season had like that one like really funny cartoon character. There's the frog, and I love the frog. Don't kick me, man. I just love the frog. It's one of my favorites.
I don't know if I remember the frog specifically.
He's the one where you need to kick to open the door.
Okay. Oh, yes. I definitely remember that. Yes.
I love him. So funny.
That was the dilemma. That's such a like if you did that to that's like a void conf test for like your D&D party. Like, do you kick the frog? Like, where's your morality lie? Are you a beast or are you a productive member of society?
And if I remember correctly, he was like, I think at the end the characters decided to kick the frog, and the frog like don't be so excited about it or something. I can't remember.
I think the frog was resigned to it at the end, I think.
Yeah, the frog's one of the best.
And also the robot character really reminds me of Wheatley, kinda.
You mean the 1-1?
1-1, yeah.
1-1.
He kind of reminds me of Wheatley. Just in his
1-1's great.
manicness.
So yeah, Marvel Runaways is the last thing. I'm still watching it. I'm like into season 3. Elizabeth Hurley makes an appearance in season 3. So
Interesting.
she's still doing things.
Yeah.
I recommend it if you like teen dramas. Watch it.
Yeah.
But the parents as actors and characters are better. I feel.
Yeah.
They're teens just annoy me.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a different Marvel teenage kids show that starred like
Cloak and
Aubrey
Dagger?
Plaza?
Oh.
A third one.
The one with like the Professor X's kid, right?
Yeah.
Legion.
Yeah. Legion. That's what I'm thinking of. Is Legion.
Oh,
There's a lot of Marvel kids shows.
Yeah, I missed out a
Wait,
lot.
is that? I don't think those are
I've
kids.
watched none of them.
I don't think.
I guess
Legion are
Aubrey Plaza's
kids.
not a kid. She seemed like she was playing a young adult.
Definitely young adult.
But I don't know.
Definitely young adult. But they were like in a
YA,
mental
I
asylum.
guess.
You don't send kids to a mental asylum, do you? Right?
For the context of a show, you definitely do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not
there
kids.
are.
Like I don't think. I'm like 99% sure the Legion show is not like teens or anything. I think like young adults definitely for sure. But like
Okay. Let me see if this says anything.
that show was
IMDb.
trippy as fuck. I didn't finish it because it just reached to the point where I feel like the show would have been better without the fighting and the special effects because those fucking sucked. Like seriously.
That is the trouble with superhero things. Is like you're not gonna have as good effects as these movies we've all seen.
Yeah, you're
But,
not.
like we're here. That's kind of what we're here to see. But like, so you gotta like lean on the more drama side of things. Like it's
which is what I
it's so
wanted. I
hard.
wanted the more trippy, like mysterious shit. And then suddenly there's like superhero power fighting, and I'm like, this really sucks.
Yeah.
And I just kind of
Ooh,
lost interest in
Jermaine
it.
Clements in 17 episodes of Legion.
Oh, that's interesting. So
Oliver Bird.
did you all watch the new He-Man trailer?
No, I missed that it even dropped.
I did. I think you know what? I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize it was real.
Too bad. Too bad. This He-Man has nothing to do with the She-Ra we love.
I know.
I
Nothing.
need to finish She-Ra.
It's being.
Oh, this is a good looking trailer.
Pretty sure it's being helmed by Kevin Smith.
That's a good
Clemson.
person to helmet. I mean, I don't love everything he's done, but I think he's a good person for this.
From the trailer, the character designs look very, very true. Almost no changes from the original.
Oh, Man at Arms looks sweet.
And it seems like pure action. I'm not really sure if it's gonna be as like there's something special about She-Ra. Like I know Sarah understands what I'm saying, so
Oh,
I'm not sure. I'm not
gosh,
sure if He-Man has that or it's just pure action, which is fine. I'll watch it just for that because it looks amazing.
It's not Cal Artsy.
I wanted to bring
I
up the
feel
He-Man
like-
trailer because this is the third thing I saw with the Waiting for the Hero song in it.
I was just going to say that. This is the third thing I've seen this week that's using this song. This song's making like a renaissance. But the problem is, whenever I see it, all I think of is Shrek 2.
I know.
Or 1, whichever one it is.
Famous. No, it's 2. It's Shrek 2.
Yeah, it's Shrek 2.
It's 2, that's right. Okay.
I need to hear a Shrek 2.
The He-Man trailer has it. The new Square Enix Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy game used it in the E3 thing. And what's the third one? Shit, I just saw it like yesterday. Loki.
Yes. Loki used it.
Yep.
That's what I knew.
I was rolling my eyes in that scene. It was a good scene. It was well shot. But I'm like, really? You couldn't pick a different song.
I know. To be fair, I mean, they filmed it way before those came out.
That's true.
So.
You could swap the song.
I wonder if there's a
I didn't really fit as well.
There's like a bargain sale for this, like everybody just use this song. It's like super cheap right now.
Right? Yeah, it was like on sale. Okay, hold on. So Mark Hamill is
Skeletor.
Is Skeletor. What?
It's a good choice.
When I hear Skeletor, like in this trailer, all I hear is the Joker. Sorry, but this is honestly, that's just all I hear.
That's fine.
I imagine
no complaints.
Yeah.
But there's something special about the original Skeletor. There's something special.
Sure.
That's fair.
He's one of the best cartoon villains of all time, for a reason.
This is super embarrassing to admit, but I just saw, like, the new... No, this is the old He-Man. Never mind. There's some comic book He-Man I'm seeing a picture of on Google Images, and it looked like the Digimon logo to me. So
his cat mount is very Digimon.
That's fair. But yeah, I don't know if I'll catch it. It's cool they're making it, but it's nothing. Like, I mean, She-Ra was its own magic, so I know it's not going to be that.
I just Googled He-Man because I wanted to see the cast. I only know Mark Hamill. And I think Kevin Conroy. Yeah. I think Kevin Conroy is in it too. Because Kevin Smith is a huge Batman nerd, so makes sense, Mark Hamill. And one of the questions that Google is telling me is Skeletor He-Man's uncle? And apparently there's a hint that he is.
I didn't know that.
But Skeletor is the brother of the He-Man King guy. So it's just funny. Yeah,
I just posted... You guys should, like, at some point watch Apollo Gauntlet. It's like 6 10-minute episodes. It's like a He-Man parody. But instead of having like a sword, he's like gauntlets. He's like, make these gauntlets powerful! And he turns into like his thing, and the gauntlets like talk to him in like in like anachronistic ways. It's late night Adult Swim, like prime stuff. Apollo Gauntlet.
There's no Kevin Conroy. I'm wrong. Chris Wood is He-Man. I like Kevin Conroy. I think he's retired. Oh, Kevin Conroy is Merman. I
don't even know Merman. I don't know He-Man that well. That's probably like an A-list character. I just don't know them. I did recently just watch the live-action He-Man.
From one with Dolph Lundgren?
83. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren.
It was really bad.
Wouldn't recommend.
It's not bad good, right? It's just bad.
It's... Just watch Flash Gordon. It's the same movie, but better in like every way. Because like Flash Gordon is a normal guy in a crazy place. This is crazy He-Man people coming to Earth, and I don't know. I mean, that's like a ton of movies from that era, but like it's not as interesting to me to see like, oh hey, it's The Last Action Hero. I mean, that's a good movie, but like, what's a better one? Like where Hulk Hogan like comes out of an arcade game into the world, like. I don't know. They're like it's the same as like strong guy has to be a babysitter for a movie. Like I just you don't need to see it again.
You know what I hope to see in the Loki next episodes? I hope one of the TVA, just like the normal like the people in the suits and stuff, is Jean-Claude Van Damme. So basically, he's a time cop.
That would be great. A time cop, yeah.
Oh, what a
the Christopher Lloyd guy walking by in the background.
So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last episode. I've been playing Breath of the Wild. Did I mention this in the last episode?
I remember you mentioned it. I don't remember if it was on the air or not.
So it's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I feel like I did. Now I'm like,
I think you did.
Probably.
I'm now playing Yakuza. I'm almost finishing Yakuza 6. Finally, 6.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
Oh my goodness!
So many games. I have to admit, I did not finish 5 because I wasn't having fun. And I was only on the second character out of 4, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, yeah, I'm not having fun. I don't want to force myself to play this. I stopped. I started Yakuza 6, and they had a really cool like movie to summarize Yakuza 5. So that was really easy. The Yakuza 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure if I didn't really enjoy them so much. I'm not sure if it's because they were just remasters of the PS3 game. So they basically are the PS3 game just like remastered to 1080p. But I'm not sure if it's like I didn't really enjoy it because it's like kind of meh gameplay from the PS3 era, or it was just considered not really that good in the series. I feel like they're kind of weak points in the series. A couple really good stories and stuff, but Yakuza 5 especially just felt very tiring to play. It could also be because I've been like sprinting through all these games just to reach 6 and 7 too. I'm not really sure. But 6 is really good. I'm really enjoying 6. It's a new engine and everything. It feels like proper PS4 gen. It's really fun. There's a baseball mini game where you manage a team. I love that. There's a street fighting clan where you put people in a street fight. Also management. Also I love all these mini games. They had really good mini games, and the fighting is like not bad. Story is pretty interesting too. And I know that the next game is no longer Kazuma, so there's this like end of an era kind of feeling as well. So can't wait to finish this and start 7. It's completely different than base. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. I also tried out that new Warhammer game, Necromunda Hired Gun.
Okay, yeah.
It's a first person. It's more of a Doom style game, like the way you move.
Yeah.
A lot of movement, very like fast
Kind
paced.
of fast paced.
Yeah. I stopped for a while. It's not bad. It's definitely not Doom style polish. That's insane to reach Doom style polish on their budget, right?
Yeah.
So it has a bit of that jank, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. I didn't have nausea playing it, which I've had in like some of these like really fast-paced first-person games, especially that what is that game with Lo Wang as the main character?
Lo Wang.
If
I Google Lo Wang, what are you gonna show me? YouTube or Google? Lo Wang reboot Shadow Warrior.
Shadow Warrior. Thank you. Shadow Warrior 2 gave me crazy nausea. I don't know why. So but Necromunda has an issue with controllers. The controllers do not work so well. Sensitivity, that's an issue. Like when I move the analog stick, there's a weird thing with sensitivity. Aim assisting doesn't really work as well. So they're patching it in the very first patch, like the very first line, better controller support kind of thing. So that's good. Just waiting for that patch. Might be out. I'm not really sure. But it has some really good. There's so many different things you can upgrade your bionics. You can upgrade your dog. Your dog is a normal. This one's really cool. Your dog is like a very much a normal dog, and then you can butcher it and put cybernetics on it.
What?
It's very Warhammer.
I could
yeah. So there's that. There's like a few other like there's skill trees and all that. So there's skill trees, bionics for you, bionics for your dog. It's actually pretty solid, I think.
Okay, maybe I'll add my wish list.
Do go in with the thinking that it's gonna have some jank. There's definitely some.
The
jank
trailer was like I could see it. Like this looks. It's not. Yeah, it looks a little rough. I guess.
Music choice is amazing though. Music choice is great, but there's also trouble. There's also an issue with the sound. The music not triggering properly and not ending properly during like encounters and stuff. So hopefully that's all patched.
The problem is like. What I want this game to be is I don't want Doom. I want it to be more like
System Shock, Bioshock.
Yeah, Bioshock. What's the game where you're like in the whale society?
Dishonored?
Something. Dishonored is what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
Dishonored,
something with like a very strong RPG element to it.
Yeah, it's not that. I thought it was that, but it's more Doom, which I'm fine with. I love. So
yeah.
But I get what you mean. That first-person shooter RPG hybrid kind of thing. That was really fun. So yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing.
I kind of have a similar thing. I have the reverse thing. I started playing A Way Out, which is a game from the guy who did the team that did Brothers. It's about
A Way Out is
two
the
people.
prison one, right?
The Prison Break one, yeah. But so it's clearly made for controllers, and I'm playing it with a mouse and keyboard. And so there's like one moment where so I'm playing with a friend, he's playing with a controller, and even though we're both in different places, you still see the full split screen. And so I can see his prompts are like move the joystick counterclockwise, and me it's like hit WASD in a counterclockwise order. So just like, or a clockwise order. So I'm like doing these like, but they're not in a circle.
Just use a
so
controller. You have one,
like,
right? Just so much easier.
Controller.
Just
Well, it
when you're
helped
torturing yourself.
for some of the scenes. Like, I was the guy who ended up being in the back of a truck shooting a shotgun at cop cars, so being able to aim real quick was useful for that.
I actually did try that, and it just kind of we played until we reached we got out of prison, and then we reached like a fishing hut or something around there. It just wasn't very compelling to continue for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I might have gotten better after that, maybe. I'm not really sure.
I'm
Maybe
a
it's
little
more
past that.
The writing is shit.
I don't know. The writing's pretty silly. The faux decisions are pretty silly.
So, you know why Brothers was... do you know why Brothers is considered one of the best indie games ever? One of the best co-op games
I
ever?
don't.
There's no writing in it. They don't say
Like,
shit.
what's the other game, like Stranger or whatever, where you just like walk... like you're with the red cloak and you walk in the sand and leave footprints.
Journey.
Journey.
Journey. Thank you. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that.
So the guy who makes...
Similar.
Who's heading the studio that makes all these games, Brothers was his like first masterpiece. It's an amazing game for sure. Then A Way Out, and then now It Takes Two.
All
Do
right.
you know what It Takes Two and A Way Out have in common? From what I've heard, shitty writing. Like,
Bad
just
writing.
don't write anything. Just shitty writing. And the reason why Brothers was so
It's
good is
funny.
because it has no writing in it.
A Way Out, it's not as bad as a David Cage game, but it really feels like this could have been a movie. Like, you almost kind of just wanted to make a movie out of it.
He is a
Got
film
it.
director, which explains
I
it.
think it shows.
Okay, film directors, don't stop trying to take your sadness into a game medium, for crying out loud.
I don't even know what the incentive is. Surely it's not that much cheaper to make a video game than a movie, but maybe I guess like they think that the quality is like a low quality
I think
video game doesn't
some
stand
of
out
it
as much
is
as a low quality
also-
movie.
Some of it is also that interactive portion of a game, which changes the way a story is being told, right? But he's, I don't really know how to pronounce his name properly because he's like a Lebanese person who is Swedish, Lebanese ethnicity. You know what I mean. Joseph Fares is the guy that's like the director. So he's a game designer, film director. He hasn't made any like amazing films or anything. Not any like we've heard, like more like indie stuff, smaller. But I don't know. It's just I'm gonna guess he writes his films like he writes his games, and they're meh.
Meh.
I don't know. Just a way out. The dialogue is just weird sometimes, and it's just like just full of tropes and cliches. Like it's like a very amateur writer, like just starting out. You know what I mean? Like you just start out, and
Yeah.
all you know are tropes and cliches. You haven't found your voice yet. That kind of thing.
With
Like-
no
Yeah.
like editor to
He's not new
for
to
anybody
this, by the way. He's like 40 something. He's
It-
been making stuff for a while.
Okay. Maybe someone
The
should tell him that
breakout
not
is
everything
very
is-
Shawshank.
Ooh.
In a not clever way. I just mean like, oh, they have the same outfits. Like you gotta like hit a thing timed to a sound to like mask it, that kind of stuff.
I definitely think the strength of A Way Out is the gameplay. And doing stupid things
I
and
mean,
funny
I'm
things with your
having
partner.
fun, but yeah, making. There's a great moment. You after the fishing little thing you get to, you come across a farm and you have the choice of either tying up the old couple who lives there or like luring them out. And we lured them like out, like we let their horses free. Like we gotta get the horses. Let's run on foot to catch them. And so we had like a run of the house. And so there's like a banjo and a piano, and we're both playing it. It's like a Guitar Hero kind of thing. And if you both get a high enough streak, it just triggers a cutscene of you like rocking out like this song. And it's like this 2-minute long music video. You're like, this is awesome. Like, I want more of this kind of stuff.
Are you playing online?
Yeah.
Not local,
I'm
right?
playing online with a friend
Okay.
I know. Yeah, not local.
I played local. They both work pretty well. And I think if like one of you owns the game, the other person don't have to own it or something. If you're playing it online.
Oh, interesting. I think we both own it, but
Yeah, you can.
one thing
like,
that
have,
does
like,
suck about it though
invite
is like
content.
even though we bought it on Steam, it still makes you install Origin. This is one of those things. So that's real
Yeah,
fun.
it's an EA game, so.
Yeah, that's what they like to do.
Yeah. So
what
we're
else
playing
did you
that because we beat Valheim. We've played up through all the content until more comes out. And the other thing I played just starting yesterday, Final Fantasy 14.
What?
Okay.
That was a delayed reaction.
I mean, yeah, I know. I had to, for my brain just went, did he just say that? Okay, what class are you playing?
A gladiator. Because
Okay.
I want to be a Dark Knight. I don't know how to change class yet, though. I'm level 32 or 3 right now.
So you have to, in order
To beat the story,
so,
right?
kind of. So it's a little, so this is actually confusing at first. There's like your starting classes, and then all of those ones lead into like actual jobs. But
Right.
then there are other ones
These
that when you
new
get high enough.
jobs.
Yeah. So Dark Knight, you need to be level 30,
50, I
I want to
think.
say. Is it
Is it
50?
only
Okay.
30? I don't know.
I can't. It might be 50. I think it's 50. Okay.
Too
Unfortunately,
high.
it's 50, but it's
Don't like
because
using
it.
a shield.
I know. It starts you at level. Well, I would actually almost recommend you do a
Marauder.
DPS class, and then because Dark Knight's tank, so you're gonna have too tanky. But it's up to you.
Well,
Whatever you want to
so
do.
that's and so I don't know how it works. I thought
Yeah, that's fine.
leveling a tanky class would help me unlock a tanky class. I assumed there were
Yes.
prerequisite things.
It's weird, and I do not at all blame you for your confusion because I had no damn idea what it meant either. So the problem is that there are your basic classes, which, yes, you have to go through like Gladiator to get to, I think it's Paladin it turns into.
Gladiators into Paladin,
I
yeah.
think it turns into Paladin. The problem is that all those other classes, like Dark Knight and stuff like that, it actually doesn't matter. You just have to have a class at 50. And then it puts you down to level 30, and you go up from there. Yeah.
Maybe I'll switch to
yeah.
like Pugilist or something ranged. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So how does that work? If I switch, I basically start over at level 1, right?
Yes. Where are you in the in the main story quest line?
Have
Have you done any?
Yeah, I think so. I've the last several things that had me. I've done 3. What do you call it, instances?
Okay.
Of those things. I've been visiting different people at different cities. I don't know what like the big new thing that just happened was though.
It blurs.
Because my server has like the like new characters get like a big old experience boost. I think I'm real high level for the story stuff. So I think switching
It does.
classes is probably fine. Although
I would switch
it's a
now
little
if you're
weird
going to.
because the server has like new players get experience bonus. Also, you can't make new characters on this server because it's too full of people. It's like, then why are you incentivizing it? Because my friend's on this server, so I just refreshed it until eventually I was able to join.
Yep, you just refreshed it. Well,
took me a
you
day.
can tell me after.
I'm on. It's not private. I'm on Goblin.
Goblin. Okay, is that under Crystal? Is that the main?
It's on Crystal, but I also was looking.
We can hang out then.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because I'm on Mateus.
Oh, cool. The next expansion pack, the paid expansion pack that comes out in November, is actually enabling cross data center world visiting. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yes, it is. I think you and I, though, are in the same data center.
Sounds like it.
Yes, we are. Yep, we're both in Crystal, so we can hang out. The main reason I say that is if you want any help in like dungeons because you don't know anybody, you can let me know.
It's been pretty smooth so far. I've tanked the 3 that I've done. It was fine.
Yeah.
Are you like max level?
I think I would have more fun playing. No.
Okay.
Max level is if I don't have any expansion packs, which I don't. Max level is 50, I think. Or is it 60?
Right. It's
60, and then they go up by 10 per expansion.
Yep. So the first one goes to 50, and then because they now have a thing where you can play up to the second expansion, which is Heaven's Ward, and that gets you to 60, and then there's 2 more after that, and then there'll be another one after that in November. I'm very probably not going to pre-order the expansion, but I'm tempted because it does give you an accessory with a 30% experience bonus. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm using it right now.
It's less probable now. I haven't bought any of the DLC yet. I was like, I'll wait until my free, like the month that comes with purchasing the game. I was like, I'll wait till that's over, and then I'll decide. But maybe I'll just buy it now. I don't know. If I'm re-rolling, I kind of want to make a cat person anyway. Like the big, bulky lion people.
Oh, you were rock
I can't, because I don't have the DLC. I'm actually one of the dragonkin, because that's what I could do.
Oh, that's what I am. Yeah, you're an aura.
Aura.
You're an aura. Aura, yeah. Are you Blackhorn or Whitehorn? Are you Ran or Zayla?
I went Blackhorn because they were stronger. Although I don't think the certain stats matter.
It really doesn't. Yeah, it really, really doesn't. They're just for flavor. Because I mained Black Mage as a Zayla, which doesn't make sense, but that's because I wanted to look like that. But yeah, you should. So you have to. So there's things called Fantasia, and that's what you have. You can buy them in the store, and you get to make your character relook. Or if you are willing to wait to change how you look until the end of the first thing, till you're level 50, you get a free one. So, depends on if you're willing to wait. You can, still start a new class. You don't need a Fantasia for that. That's if you just want to change how you look. So, but yeah.
When you say change how you look, you mean, change your species? Or, because I just unlocked, a barber or something.
Aesthetician. Yeah, that changes your hair color, and tattoos if you have any, and any of the racial features. So for Zayla, your scales, you can change where your scales position. And
because one thing I definitely want to change, which is a very minor thing, is in hindsight, I was looking for this and I missed it. My eyes are a touch sadder than I want them to be, so I look real stupid in a lot of the cutscenes with my helmet on. It's like, whoa. It's like, I thought I'd picked the second least, the third least sad eyes, but they're still a little too sad.
A little too sad. Yeah, if you want, you can, they're like $10 on the cash shop if you want to do it there, but I know, it's too much.
Maybe eventually, but yeah.
Yeah, but you'll get a free one once you finish A Realm Reborn, which is the first.
Okay.
It's the first whole thing. So, once you were done with the level 50 missions, you get a free one. So, but yeah,
okay.
I will say that A Realm Reborn, they've made it easier to get through. The voice acting is horrendous. The voice acting gets better. I swear to God, it gets better. It's really bad right now. But Realm Reborn is very different than the rest of them, so it's a little weird. The next one, Heaven's Word, is really good. After that, Stormblood is but then Shadowbringers is that one's really good. So if you're willing to put up with that, I'd say it's worth it.
Okay.
We'll see. Now is really good.
I need to decide what to change to, because monks sound cool. So but I don't know if I want to stick with melee DPS. I might just try an archer. But Bard doesn't sound interesting to me.
Bard is ranged and it's all about buffs. I've never played one, but that's all I know.
Yeah, I like bows. I'm not a big fan of bards. I'm an ironic huge fan of them. But maybe I'll just go the caster. Maybe I'll go with a or what's the other non-black mage?
So Thaumaturge goes
Sage?
to black mage. So
Yeah.
Sage isn't out yet. Red mage is just like Dark Knight. You can't get it yet. You have to wait till you're level 50.
Yeah, but what's the other I'm looking at now?
Oh,
What am I thinking
Summoner.
of?
Sorry. Arcanist to Summoner.
That's what it is. Summoner. Arcanist into Summoner.
Yeah, Arcanist is weird because it actually lets you unlock Summoner and Scholar, which is a DPS and a healer class. You kind of get two classes
That's pretty
in one.
cool.
Yeah.
That seems like a good deal then.
Yeah, that's if you're interested. I know I've heard Summoner's a little tough. I've never actually played one, but I know Black Mage really well. If you need help with that,
Black Mage. I did make a Black Mage and played them for like 10 levels just to when I was waiting for the server I actually wanted to open up.
Oh,
and it's hard to really know.
Yeah,
get a sense from that little bit, but it was fine. Definitely killed stuff fast. Having the fire frost stuff was kind of interesting.
Yep. The only problem with Black Mage is when you do harder mechanics later on in the game and you got to move around a lot, you can't really then hit very much because you have to stand still to do your blast. So.
Long casting times.
Yep. So that's the only thing.
WoW
like
has
I'm used to
issue.
it, but yeah. So
do summoners not allows us a lot of other stuff instant cast? Actually,
Summoners is a little
it's pet
faster.
based maybe.
It's more pet based. It's faster.
Faster.
Yeah. Theirs is a little like both Black Mage and Summoner have like you got to go through like a cycle. Like once you're higher level, I'm not talking about low level, but like it leads into like cycles and timing and stuff like that. But yeah, Summoner's much more like pet based, so it's a little different.
Interesting.
14, buddy. But yeah, we're in the same server. I'll have to friend you now.
Can you friend someone who's not currently online?
No, you have to wait till they're online.
Okay.
It's really dumb. I don't know
That's
why they do it
because my friend
that way.
sent me his name. I'm like, this looks like I can't do it yet because you're not online right now.
Yeah, no, you have to wait till they're online. It's weird. I don't know why they do it that
Maybe
way.
I'll try Lancer. Lancer could be cool.
Lancer goes to Dragoon. That's what my wife plays.
Yeah,
She really
Dragoons
likes it.
are super cool. I played
Yeah,
it's funny seeing because there was a couple years ago there was a crossover between Final Fantasy XIV and Monster Hunter World, and so
Yes.
I had the whole Dragoon set of armor in Monster Hunter World because it was so good. And recently in Final Fantasy I was running around and I saw somebody with a non-combat pet that was Poogie, who looks kind of like Behemoth, and that was pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Dragoon's fun. I've only played. I tried it out a little bit. But that's what my wife played for years. Definitely, if you like jumping with spears, that's what it's all about. And yeah, the armor looks really
Definitely do. I mean, I just like a lot of these classes. It's funny. Like some of them, I remember from classic Final. Because my Final Fantasy experience, I've played the first 4 by the American numbering, which I don't think is truly the first 4. And I've played the tactics games. And so things like Gladiator were very different in the tactics game because that's like only the lizard people, whatever they're called, can be gladiators, and they're not tanks at all. They're kind of like a weird DPS thing. And then, but I remember like Dragoons from the classic and like Red Mages have been really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. Well,
Still not sure what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you out later.
Okay, sounds good.
Finally, something I can do.
Also, Gunbreaker. I want more gun stuff. Like, I guess Machinist is also a thing which looks cool.
Yeah, Machinist is another one where you're gonna have to wait a little till you can get there. But that's another. It's the same as Dark Knight. When you're level 50, it'll put you down to level 30, and you can do it. I've did a little bit of Machinist. It's pretty fun. I've heard they're really good. So.
In general, I gravitate towards the. I often gravitate towards the engineering-based classes, but when I look at the Machinist page on the Final Fantasy XIV website, the gun's just so goofily large. I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, they're meant to be a little goofy. Yeah, Gunbreaker's a tank. I do play a Gunbreaker actually.
Right.
I have one of each class that I've been leveling up, and
that makes sense.
It's a DPS like tank, from what
That's
I've been
cool.
told. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I like tanking. I like playing tank classes, but I often don't like tanking because I don't like I feel like I'm more of the focus of attention in the group. It's like all eyes on you. I'm like, oh no, there's pressure.
You feel like you're the leader. That's what's so stressful.
Yeah.
You feel like you're leading all the time, so that can be stressful. Oh yeah.
Less a fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's all I played. Just those 3 games. I didn't really play anything else. In terms of watching things, you already talked about that. I guess one thing I watched, which I would recommend, I watched an older movie called Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is, it's like a Best in Show mockumentary about a beauty pageant in, like, middle of nowhere. The, like, rich girl who's, like, daddy, like, owns the town. Of course she's winning because all of the other contestants are getting killed. But it's a comedy. I don't know how to describe it. It stars like a super, super young... actually, let me pull up who it is. It's what's her name? Meg Swan? No. Oh, Catherine O'Hara? No, that's not who I'm thinking of. She's in a... I googled Best in Show, that's the problem. Drop Dead Gorgeous is what I'm talking about. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Search.
Kirsten Dunst.
It is Kirsten Dunst, that's him. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst.
There's Denise Richards, too.
And Denise Richards, and Amy Adams.
Oh.
And there's a lot of people.
Goodness.
There's a lot of good people in this film, and they're young. Like, it's funny watching some of them. Because it's from 1999.
It's Brittany Murphy, too. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Right.
Kirstie Alley
What
as
else
well.
is Brittany Murphy from?
Damn.
Yeah, I really like seeing Allison Janney in anything. She's in it a lot.
Brittany Murphy was in a lot of things. I'm not really sure what is her
Clueless.
swan song, I guess. Apparently she was in Sin City. She was Luann Platter in King of the Hill. I only mention that because the name I recognize. It's just one of those people, like in the 90s you see a lot in like... 90s, early 2000s, you see a lot in movies and shows, so it's just something that's imprinted in you, I guess.
She's in Happy Feet. She hasn't done anything on IMDb since 2014. As an actor, anyway.
I'm sure she's made bank. She's made a lot of stuff.
She's fine, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to quit while you're ahead.
This is like the stupidest like brag ever, but I was pleasantly surprised this week. I have enough mutual friends now that Facebook's like, you should be friends with Keegan-Michael Key. I'm like, wow, I'm that close to Keegan-Michael Key. Because I know I'm friends with a lot of LA like actor, on Facebook.
Oh wow, that's so funny.
I don't know if they're actual friends with him, but they're Facebook friends with him. Like, I didn't know I was that close to Keegan-Michael Key.
Maybe it was
maybe
when they were not big yet or something.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure because
the
lot of
improv
them take the
community
same
is pretty
route,
small.
right?
Yeah, like UCB or Groundlings or both, or there's a lot of that kind of communities. Relatively, everyone knows everybody kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's it. What about you, Sarah?
I don't know if there's anything super special. I've done some 14. I don't know if I watched anything else new since besides Loki, of course. I think I'd already talked about watching Castlevania because that was last month. I think. Yeah. You guys kind of really said it all, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else new. Loki's, I think, taking all my TV show headspace right now. So, yeah. Nope, I got nothing super new. Yeah. That's about it here. Okay. Are we moving on?
Moving on. News time.
Yeah.
There's a budget E3 shit, but I want to start off with something a bit heavier, I guess.
Oh, dear. So, all right, what's up?
Okay.
So it's not really like news. It's not super new or anything. Happened maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So, but it's over a year plus kind of thing, almost 2 years kind of thing. So I'm not sure if you guys remember this. Remember there was a time where a bunch of allegations of sexual assault, harassment were levied against a lot of developers, indies, not just yes. Like AAA, but indies as well.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of in like the midst of COVID, all of a sudden there was this huge...
It was like slightly before COVID. There was like they're usually like phases, right? Because as more people come out, the more people are willing to come out, right? So
yeah.
One of the publications that was in the forefront was Kotaku, right? I'm not sure if you remember this. And
yeah, I do.
So at the time, the editor-in-chief was Stephen Totilo. He's just left like a few months ago. He's now at I can't remember where. Doesn't really matter. And one of the person that kept reporting on a lot of these like workplace issues, sexual harassment, legit sexual assault, was Cecilia Di Anastasio. I think I got her name right. doesn't really matter if I got her name right or not because she is a total piece of shit. So she is also not with Kotaku anymore. Can't remember where she is now. Washington Post maybe, like not a gaming place, but she still reports on like just kind of like gaming pop culture stuff.
Yeah. Going under Bezos now.
So one of the victims that came out and put a name to a story was Natalie Lawhead, and Cecilia interviewed her about it multiple times. And the issue was I don't want to get anything wrong. So Natalie has written a lot of posts. She has a blog. She's written a lot of posts with a lot of evidence. So go and look that up if you want to really get the meat of it, because it's a thing that's been happening for almost 2 years. So there's a lot of meat. Okay. So, but more or less, there was right before the article launched, Cecilia wanted to do one last call, and in that call she asked a lot of like horrifying details about the assault. Okay. And Cecilia said this, and Natalie said, please do not put this in the article, right? And Cecilia said, this is not going to be in the article. This is just we want to make sure everything is true. Our lawyers asked us to do this, and this is just us verifying that it's true before we launch the article, basically. All that shit made it into the article, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, there were also a lot of like false information in the article. So Natalie's been fighting to get that article taken down for almost 2 years, and it just happened a few weeks ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, and the only reason is, there's probably two reasons to this. One, a lot of her followers have been tweeting and emailing Kotaku and their parent company and all that. The emailing especially, the emailing started like not too long ago. They actually emailed their parent company. That probably also helped. But I think another thing that helped was they got a new editor-in-chief. New Kotaku. Yeah, I see. What's the name? I can't remember. Patricia Hernandez. So she's been in writing game stuff for a while now. She's the new Kotaku editor-in-chief, and she probably gives a shit more than Stephen Totilo. Probably. So they finally got the article down. So that's like...
Well, good.
It's a long fight, man. Holy hell. I follow her, and I've seen like... There was a lot of like gaslighting, and a lot of victim blaming, and a lot of... by other games journalists who were either at or was not at Kotaku. A lot of excuse making as well, like we can't take this article down, that would be like a breach against journalism ethics, those kind of shit. I mean, the article already breached journalism ethics, number one. Number two, you guys break articles down all the time due to false information, which this article possessed. It had false information, like literally a week or two after. So again, there are these phases, right? One or two journalists will start talking about it, and a bunch of people start talking about it. There was this phase where somebody brought up about ethics in journalism, not being able to bring an article down because it's very difficult. Like, okay, yeah, I get it, but don't make excuses, especially for like such a heavy topic such as sexual assault. We're not talking about some April Fool's joke by a game dev that you took seriously. So they actually did that like a couple of weeks after. I think it was like if I remember correctly, it was a joke about Halo or something, and they wrote an article about it, and something was there was a false information about it, and they just brought it down within a day. So it's just like, obviously can be done.
Yeah, exactly.
And, so there was a lot of gaslighting by games journalists, and there was a lot of victim blaming, like I said just now, and all that. It was just really, really shitty. And honestly, my entire view on games journalists or games journalism as a whole has been affected by this. Not all of them are pieces of shit, but there are so many enablers in this entire story. It wasn't just like the writer, it wasn't just editor-in-chief, there were so many other people enabling it. So it's just so even the people who report on these like workplace abuses, which is really important, they're not like saints. So yeah.
Yep.
But at least there's happy ending to this. She finally got the article removed. So it's now
It is
when you go to the link, it's a 404. Insane. I just woke up one morning and like I saw article was removed. Like, I didn't think it would happen, like, ever. Honestly, I didn't think it would. But she just kept going and she did it. It's crazy.
Well, good. Glad it finally worked out and they got their clicks worth, I guess.
Yeah. So, because I followed her, I've been blocked by a few games journalists as well, which I've never interacted with, by the way. It's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's talks about there's a block list of everybody following Natalie on Twitter, and I've been following her for more than like a year, almost 2 years now, ever since it started. And I've been blocked by games journalists who I've never interacted with. I don't even know what kind of stuff they wrote before. It's crazy. It's just
that's a lot of fear.
It's like
Yikes.
Yeesh. Okay.
Yeesh indeed.
So that's heavy stuff off the table.
Okay.
Now let's get to...
Okay.
You guys were talking about Final Fantasy 14, so I wanted to bring up the Square Enix one. The Square Enix conference.
Squares.
This whole fuck... So Square Enix had that Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy game, which is...
Yep. We'll see.
I mean, after that Avengers game...
Yeah, I don't have a lot of
whatever,
hope, but we'll see.
We'll see if it's
We'll
good.
see.
Please don't fucking pre-order it, Jesus.
Yeah, seriously.
Life is Strange is coming to the Switch, which is cool.
Yes, I am super stoked.
Are you gonna
for
replay that?
So, I think so. Yeah. Especially because I think you can get the newest game.
Yeah,
also
you can.
with
You can get the
so.
remastered, which is the first game in the prequel.
Yep.
Wait, is the second game not in the remaster?
I didn't see it. I don't know why they didn't include it, but they're not. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It seems like it was.
That
I know.
is kind of... It's bad
Yeah,
optics
I don't know.
when that is the game which had the brown people in it. You know that, right?
I know.
Like, it's just... Is it part... whatever. The only thing I might just play the new game on the PC because the decisions you made in the previous game, it carries over, right?
Does it? I didn't know they were influenced by each other.
Like Life is Strange 2,
Seems like they could.
the brown people one.
Yeah.
Let's just call it brown people one, obviously, because they don't give a shit about it.
Okay.
That one, like, the shit I did in my first game carried over, I think.
Oh, did it? Oh.
I either
didn't
carried
know that.
over or I had to make choices in the second game to, like, match. I don't really remember now. Shit. I do enjoy, like, that massive... You know, back then, like, the PS3 era, Xbox 360, all the save games kind of carry over, like
Yeah.
Mass Effect. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
Sure.
if that's something like that, or you make decisions. I can't remember, honestly. You probably can make decisions in True Colors to match what... Because, like, Life is Strange 2, you actually meet, like, one or two characters from Life is Strange 1.
Oh, okay.
And they made
Gotcha.
references to the town that was destroyed.
Got it.
I mean, I destroyed it.
Hey, I just started too. I was gonna say, is it canon that's destroyed? Because that's hilarious.
No, it's not canon. It's not canon. It's
It's okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I was like,
I only say that because the game acts like not destroying it as canon, which
okay.
I found.
I
Very
mean, it's
interesting.
it's the right
it's just-
choice. It's
technically
sacrificing a bunch of people for that's a bit
Yeah,
much.
but those people suck.
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, my bigger issue is more of what was the point of the game then? Because, like, that's where it starts. That was actually my real... Because I remember when I first started this game, I was aware of the ending twist. I just didn't know the context. And I remember being like, I don't think I could sacrifice a whole town for one person. But then when I played it, and then you get to the end, and I remember being like, wait, so... you have to basically go back at the beginning? Then what was the point? Like, because there was so much that happened when you go through it. So that was my justification. But, I mean, doesn't make it the right one. There's a comic series, by the way, about Life is Strange if you save Chloe.
Oh.
It's all about, like, what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little heartbreaking right now, but it's good.
Oh, it's like
5 volumes
ongoing.
out right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Still
So
going.
the reason why I wanted to bring up the Square Enix one is because of
Yes.
the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin game they showed off. Do you know about that one?
Those character designs look like butt.
Okay, so first thing I just want to just mention right away. I'm really, really bummed out and like very disappointed in the art style direction they're bringing Final Fantasy into. Is very much brown, gray, black, muted colors.
Yeah.
Medieval armor, and that's not Final Fantasy
It's like
to
near.
me.
Yeah, it's very near Dark Souls looking.
And it's very samey too. And it's like I just feel like right now they're thinking modern graphics equals dark and armory and grays or something, muted color. Like that's not.
Wait, so what should I Google to see this armor?
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
Google
what?
Final Fantasy Origins.
Final Fantasy or
and
the
just-
Stranger of
Origins.
Paradise. That's the one thing, but also Final Fantasy 16 is very much like I just want to
That well, yeah.
because to me Final Fantasy has that. I don't know. Every game has like very unique art style. And it's just a mashing of like modern
And like
It looks
technology
like
with,
what's the game where you play as Dante? Is that Better Off Dead or something?
Devil
Or,
May Cry?
Devil May Cry.
Better Off
So it
Dead?
looks like this first picture.
That's-
I just
This first picture.
that sounds like a
looks
Japanese game.
DMC.
Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead.
Honestly,
It
that
does.
sounds like a
weird
Japanese game.
anime. It does, yeah. But yeah, no.
But you know what I mean.
It's but yeah, no, I do. It's one of the reasons, honestly, I think I've been stuck with 14 for so long because it's not that way. It's very colorful. It's very like classic looking Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
you know, it's
and-
part of the reason I've stuck so long with is the
And
aesthetics.
all the new Final Fantasy just stars boring white people. I mean, honestly.
I know. I'm
I mean,
sick of it.
And then all the other non-white people are sexy bunny people. Like, what?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's very
14, I've noticed a bit of a problem where every city has like the person I have to go to talk to 9 times out of 10 is like a very like tall, blonde, very white woman. And that's like the leader of whatever organization I'm talking to.
it's a problem in the beginning of the game. It gets a little different.
I do not
later on
like
due
the
to
Japanese
reasons, but yeah.
fixation with Aryans.
I know.
I know they wanted to be part of the Nazi. Like, chill, okay? Fucking chill.
Chill out. Chill out. Yeah.
That is the
it's-
two genders. White people and sexy bunnies, I guess. To Japanese people,
guess.
motherfuckers.
Ooh, the new expansion allows for male bunnies.
Ooh,
Yeah,
really?
male Viera are coming.
What
yes,
kind of
male
outfits?
Viera are
Are they?
coming.
What kind of... Is it like really crazy abs with like their tits hanging out? Or...
I mean, the
No,
outfits
no,
all
they
depends
look-
on your class.
Yeah. The outfits. No, the male Viera actually, I think they're going to be shorter than the female Viera, which I think is hilarious. And they, I don't know if you've seen what
Do
they
the
look like, but they
female
look
bunnies
shorter.
eat the male bunnies after mating?
Not that I know of, but there's very few male bunnies. That's all I know. They live separate from the female bunnies. The male bunnies honestly look. I hate to say this, but they look like twinks. Like they got like really like skinny waists and very pretty looking faces. So
I'm guessing
It's hard to.
fan art is already out for those. I'm a guess.
just look at
This is a
male
weird
Viera.
sentence. This is a weird sentence, but it's hard to do a bunny person in a non-sexual way. It shouldn't be hard, but for
I
some
know.
reason it's
But
hard.
it is.
Would you consider the
Anyway.
zoology was zoo? What's that?
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Zootopia?
Wasn't there like a bunny cop? The main character was a bunny
That's
cop.
the main
right?
character.
Yeah, but she's not like a bunny person. I mean, she does walk on her
Oh,
hind legs.
you mean like a
but-
hybrid human bunny? Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
In Final Fantasy, they're basically just humans with bunny
Yeah,
ears
bunny
and like I think
ears.
tails.
No
Maybe
tails.
do they have tails?
I mean,
no
there's
tails.
literally
Okay,
no
it's just
tails.
the ears kind of tacked on.
Playboy hostess in the mansion, more or less.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And they're
yeah.
more. Are they more popular than the cat people?
Right,
I don't know.
they are. They're neck and neck right now. I'll give it that
Okay.
much. They're neck and
In
neck
terms
in
of
popularity. Which,
sexual appeal, that's what we're talking about, right?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it clear.
I assume the population is directly related to the sexual appeal of the
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
and people think
I
it's
don't think-
cool.
I don't see too many lizard dragon people. Maybe they just blend in.
Yeah, that's. I think. I mean, I think they got really popular, and then they all fantasiaed to bunny people at this point.
And
to go back to
the second
Miko's.
thing, the reason why I wanted to bring up Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is because the trailer is fucking hilarious. Because it's all about a bunch of people wanting to kill Chaos, and they tell you many, many times what they want to do, which is to kill Chaos. Just in
Yeah,
case you
it's-
forget in 5 seconds.
I'm so
not-
mad.
Where is
I'm
Chaos?
so
I want to
mad.
kill Chaos. Are you Chaos? We are the people who are gonna kill Chaos. Who the fuck wrote this?
I don't even know what that means.
It's one of the main bad guys because it's based on Final Fantasy 1 or something.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Garland from Final Fantasy 1 is Chaos now, whatever that means.
All I know is the main character name is Jack, and he looks like the most boring white bread person
names
I've
I give
ever
my
seen.
pets.
Yes, Jack. I think it's Jack.
I
Is it
had a
Jack?
cat named Jack. I also had a cat named Frank. That shit should not be in Final Fantasy games, motherfuckers.
My favorite character so far in Final Fantasy 14 is a guy named Rauban. And he's kind of this black guy with some cool asymmetrical armor.
He's awesome.
Oh, is he like NPC?
Yeah. He's a main NPC. Yeah, he's awesome. I can't find... Is it Jack?
I'm sure it's Jack or Tommy or whatever.
It's Jack.
Fucking name.
It's mother flippin' Jack. A man consumed by the need to destroy chaos.
Also, this is made by Team Ninja. It's not a Square Enix developed game. It's a Team Ninja game, which made the Ninja Gaiden series, the Neo series, and there's also a demo out, so you can try it out. I'm not really sure if it plays like Neo, which is a Soulsy game. I'm not sure if it, but it's probably going to be a difficult action game.
Yep, people liked it.
It looks more like Devil May Cry as I'm watching this trailer.
Yeah, I can believe
that. Less beat 'em up, but the combos are kind of DMC.
I'm just pissed off because a lot of people that were in support of these character designs, especially of Jack, were like, well, it's meant to be like, a character insert. And I'm like,
I can't insert myself. I'm not a tall...
I'm not that!
I don't have that kind of jawline. I'm not blonde. I don't have blue eyes, motherfucker.
But yeah, it's like, mother flipper, we're going back
like, if you
to,
look at my screen right
cis
now, you can barely see my
man.
fucking eyes. If I take off my glasses, like, it's just... And it's okay, I can say that because I'm like...
I'm zipping my lips. But yeah, like, it's just this, and so people are like, oh, it's because I'm like, oh, thanks
even
for
his
your
clothes are boring.
Yes, apparently you get armor very early on, so you can change it. But why start off with that?
Like in the trailer, he's wearing like what I'm wearing, like a Henson's, just like.
Yes, it's the memes are great.
Henley.
It's mad. I'm so.
I am
mad.
to become
so
chaos,
unhappy.
says the bad guy.
It seems like I don't know. It's just I don't know why they thought this art style was the one they should go with. I mean, maybe they want to go with a darker one, but the fact that Final Fantasy 16 also looks like a medieval, boring ass gray brown. I don't know. I'm just really, and then Final Fantasy 15 had that modern.
More modern look, very black.
Yeah, it's just...
That was pretty dark, though. That looks darker. This looks less, like, in terms of the amount of light, it looks less dark than that previous modern one.
If Final Fantasy 16 has an all-male cast again, I'm gonna lose my mind.
The only reason I'm okay with 15 having an all-male cast is because it had that boy band road trip kind of feel to it, which I'm okay with. But I wouldn't want that again.
It was the first time.
I wouldn't want that again.
I know. That's the thing. Like, they did it once, and quite frankly, I didn't want to play it, but that's my right. Like, that's fine. But other people had a lot of fun with it. That's fine.
I still haven't. I feel like I need to finish it because Final Fantasy is one of those series for me.
Yeah.
That I need to play almost every game except the MMOs.
Yeah.
But I just don't like MMOs. But 15, it was so hard to go through. I really hated the combat system, the look of it.
It's very hit or
miss. The only favorite part was like when they were together and like having that not boy love, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah. But like, and so there's that. But now they have this 3 all-male party, boring-ass looking people in Origins, which is so not necessary. So if 16 is another all-male group, I'm gonna riot. Like, what the hell? It's ridiculous.
I miss
this pattern.
The times. Honestly, I miss the 90s Final Fantasy. And I'm not trying to be like only old games are good. Like,
I want to go to the moon in an airship.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's all I want.
Like, the character design, the styles of all those games were really unique from each game. 6 even starred the main protagonist as Terra, the female. That was 6, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6. I think it's 6. Oh man, I really don't. And is the FF14 like main guy the one that is in charge of the Final Fantasy series right now?
So, okay.
They
so
give
Yoshi
it to
P.
they give it to the 14 guy, right?
Yeah, they did for 16. So crossing my fingers because he seems to do well. But I also think one of the lead writers, who's her name I can't remember, but she's one of the lead writers now of 14 as well. She wasn't in the beginning. She did the Dark Knight quest, but then she was the lead writer on a couple side quests and then of Shadowbringers. And now she will be of Endwalker, which thank God, because Shadowbringers is the only good expansion. But yeah, Yoshi P's in charge of 16, I guess. So crossing my fingers, it's a little bit better. The guy who did Kingdom Hearts, I guess, is in charge of Origin. So we'll see.
So we'll see. If you want a game to fight chaos, I guess this is the game for you.
Yeah, fighting chaos, man. Just driven.
The other conference that I really enjoyed was the Nintendo one. I thought that was a good one.
Yep.
That was a
Nintendo was really well done. Yep. So Metroid Dread, which was a total surprise, caught everybody off guard.
And they did announce a new console. The Game & Watch for Legend of Zelda.
Oh, that's right. Yes, they did. Jeez, it's going to sell out in 5 seconds.
Freaking day for like 2 weeks, I get served to me on like my Google News headlines. Nintendo Switch Pro, here's what we know. Nintendo Switch Pro, when is it coming out? Nintendo. Yeah. You don't know shit. Stop it. Every day. New headline, new article about Nintendo Switch Pro. And then E3 comes, fuck you, Game & Watch. It's just...
Exactly. But yeah, no, Nintendo was really strong. A lot of Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, Foe will enjoy this one.
Announced.
Advance Wars is getting a remake.
Yes.
1 and 2.
Yes, it is.
1 and 2
yep.
in one
Interesting.
Package. If I remember correctly, you're an Advance Wars fan, right? You like... I feel like I've heard this somewhere that you like the Advance Wars games.
I want to like them more than I do. Like, I think they're cool. I like the visual style. I like the kind of the setting. I like the characters a lot. The gameplay itself, maybe because I played it back when I was a kid, it seemed very... I mean, it's hard not to have a tactic game that's not very attrition-y, but it seemed very attrition-y. Like, a lot of fights are ones where, like, I have slightly more buildings, and I'm building slightly better tanks, and I'm slowly forcing you back, and there wasn't a lot of, like, play and counterplay as much. Yeah, but, I mean, I should revisit them. I did like them, but they're not as good as, like... They don't. I like my tactics games to also have the RPG elements of like Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre or that kind of thing.
There's not just pure tactics. There's like some. Yeah. Get what you mean.
There's some. There's like what's the word? Like micro and macro gaming. The tactics would be the micro, and the macro would be like building out your character and party comp and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Like, I guess it's like if tactics, if Advanced Wars had like research trees, that'd be one way to do it.
Yeah, it just gives you a sense of progression. Like this, you feel rewarded for actually doing all these battles and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing, you do get to like pick like, oh, for this fight, I'm going to try and use this general who has like the ability to repair troops, or the ability to make troops move faster, or the ability to give them like 2 extra squares of range for a turn, or that kind of stuff. So you do kind of tailor your strategy around like a specialized unit type, maybe, but. I don't know. They're good. Yeah, I do like them. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. Okay. I don't think I've beaten any of them.
Fair enough. But yeah, Nintendo one, WarioWare is getting like a new game. So that was interesting. That was a shock. Skyward Sword's getting a remaster on the Switch.
Which, did we bring this up the last time? They added a new fast travel mechanic to this game, which wasn't in the original game, but to get the fast travel mechanic, you have to have a specific amiibo.
I think we did bring that up.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Or maybe we didn't do it on the podcast, but I thought we did.
That was kind of shitty.
We definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
It's real shitty.
Oh, Metroid Dread is good. Breath of the Wild also super exciting, but I'm also really excited for Mario Rabbids, the new one. I really love the first game. The first game was amazing. I was so surprised.
I haven't played it, but I've heard great things about it.
Oh, you should definitely check it out. I'm not sure if the sale is still available right now, but it's like 75%
At this point,
off.
I'll just wait for the new one.
It's like 75% off, though.
It's pretty cheap.
Because it's a Ubisoft game. It's not a Nintendo.
I still have to beat Hades. I still haven't ever like done a winning run on Hades, and I've only played.
Oh, you mean you haven't even
like
skipped one time?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't played it that much.
Okay.
I'm not bad, I swear. and also, I've only played Monster Hunter Rise once. So, I don't know. I
Just
don't
get
play
it
my Switch
first.
that much.
It's like 75%. I mean, the Ubisoft sale is... It happens like every few times a year. So...
Remind me.
Yeah.
I should wait for the new one, though.
Oh, Danganronpa. Sarah is kind of...
Yes.
How many games?
I
How many games are in the series and how many is coming to the Switch?
Yeah, excellent question, because I'm confused. I guess, so I'm confused because I had played the first two, and then I knew they were making a third one, but there was like one in between 2 and 3 that's not coming to the Switch, but was kind of important for story, but maybe not anymore. But now it sounds like there was a fourth one I didn't know about.
And this is a problem when you don't number your games sometimes. They don't number them all,
exactly.
Right?
And then like they're making like a summer kind of game, which I'm sure is just like looking at the characters in bathing suits and talking to them. I'm sure it's nothing that big.
So does Trigger Happy Havoc, Zero, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, the animation, another episode, Ultra Despair Girl. Oh my god, I cannot follow at all.
Yeah, Ultra Despair Girls was the one that like I didn't play it, and that's when I stopped. Like I did Trigger Happy and I did Ultra Despair number 2. And then that Despair Girls one was out, but it's like a weird shooter game, and it was awful, but it was kind of important for story. So,
is it one of those like on rails? I feel like I've seen it.
It's either a rail shooter or you do control the shooter, but it's janky as hell. Like it's weird. It doesn't even look that good. Like it's super unappealing when I last checked. But I guess the story, like you kind of need to know parts of the story. I swear I'm just gonna read up like a review about it that explains everything because I do not want to play it.
So yeah, a bunch of Danganronpa games are coming to the Switch. Which ones are coming?
Yeah,
I have no clue. Honestly,
I know 1, 2, and 3 are, and it sounds like there's like either a fourth one or an extra one or something.
That sounds about right. I think that's like a fourth
so I gotta
side kind of thing. Oh, it's like a...
I might as well finish.
They said that was a mini game or something that they're remaking into a full game or something.
Okay, maybe that's what that summer thing is then. There's like some kind of summer beach party thing that they were talking about. Yeah. I mean, because Danganronpa is a game that's... So first of all, if I were to describe what Danganronpa is, I would describe it as Phoenix Wright with random shooter slate mechanics to it.
Is there
you had,
choices?
So there are, like, the trial section has choices, but you have to pick the right choice, and they're kind of in a bullet. Like, you have to, like, pick the right choice in a bullet hell, essentially. It's weird like that. But throughout the game, other than that, you can do, like... So basically, the whole game is where, like, you're a bunch of people stuck in a school, and the only way to get out is if somebody kills someone and gets away with it, they get to leave. But if everyone finds out who kills them and gets it right, then that person dies. It's a weird, messy game. But like in between the deaths, you into trials and stuff like that, you can go around and like spend school time just talking with people, and doing that gives you like power-ups and stuff like that. So there's that aspect too that's more choice elementy. But yeah, it's weird. I liked it, but I actually kind of found it, I found it more depressing than like the Zero Escape series. Like the first game especially, like once you kind of get to the end and realize like kind of what's happening, it's just kind of, it's very Animu logic, but also just really sad. And you can tell that I think they had gotten that as a criticism, because I've heard like the second game is a little less sad, and I guess apparently after that the rest of the games get way more of a happy ending, and I guess it made people mad, which is really dumb because of the theme of the game. Like the whole theme of the game is trying to like rise above despair, like that's the whole thing. So like yeah, it's gonna have some kind of a happy ending. So it's not torture.
It's not torture porn. I thought it was torture porn, honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't say torture porn, more like murder porn. Because what you see. So, yeah, Zero Escape is a little bit more murder porn-esque, a little bit more like murder mystery porn-esque, I would say. So let me put it this way. With Zero Escape, like, if you made wrong choices, a lot of people died in horrible ways. In Danganronpa, people die no matter what you do.
Oh, okay.
Because someone kills somebody, and then you have a class trial to figure out who did it, and you have to guess correctly the right person who done it, and then they get killed.
Okay.
That's the rules. Yeah, so what's very kind of murder porn-esque is that you see the death of, like, the person who died, and the whole thing in the first game is, like, they use pink blood instead of red blood.
Is that character? You play a character, right? One of the...
You do play a character who's usually this guy that's like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Okay.
but uses the power of being super normal to win the day. Super average Joe to win the day, basically. And so, but then when you pick the right classmate who done it, they get, like, basically an ironic death. And those, they're not bloody, but they're, like, cartoony, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, cartoony graphic. So, like, best example I can think of is, like, there's one where a guy goes through this like, weird contraption and turns into butter, and that's his death. So, like, obviously it's almost cartoony, but it's also horrific. So it's that kind of stuff. It's messed up. I don't know how
it's like Majin Buu turning a city into eggs or whatever he does.
Yeah, it's like you think too hard about it, and it kind of makes you sick. Like, part of the reason I could handle Zero Escape was kind of like, because the deaths were very, I mean, they could be graphic, but, like, they were real. Like, you knew, like, okay, this person's, like, has a bomb in their stomach. Okay. As opposed to this, like, yeah, like you said, Majin Buu, like, don't think too hard about it or else you're going to throw up of how disgusting it is kind of deaths, but yet very cartoony-esque. So your mileage may vary. It's not my I think I will play it because I hear the story has a conclusion, but, like, compared to other very similar series, Zero Escape and Phoenix Wright, not my favorite. So take that as you will. Whew, that was a long tirade about Danganronpa.
So Nintendo was pretty good.
Yes.
New Mario Party, that one's a bit annoying because the first Switch Mario Party game came out with just really shitty, like, shitty amount of boards, no online play, which they just patched in. And that game has been out for like a year or two or something.
Wow.
And then now there's going to be a new Mario Party release, which should have been what was released previously. So
yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be a $60 game. It's not a DLC for the current game that you own. It's a whole new game that you're going to buy.
Of course. Yeah.
That's shitty. The Ubisoft one is boring. There's nothing much. Gearbox announced that Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That one's pretty interesting.
Yes.
It's going to be a first-person, seems like RPG-ish type game with Tiny Tina as maybe the DM.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
So
I'm only a little familiar with Borderlands, but yeah.
Seems interesting. I think
that's the whole premise.
I mean, I like Borderlands, so I might take a look at it. But the huge winner was like the Xbox Bethesda one. There's so much stuff in there. And so much of it's going to come day one for their Game Pass, which is crazy value.
Yeah. Still have no idea what Starfield's going to look like.
Apparently it's NASA and Indiana Jones.
But I'm going to punch a space Nazi. It belongs in a space museum.
Right.
One small step for mankind. I just want to see Harrison Ford in space again. He's not in Star Wars. So give him the new thing.
Exactly.
They announced the new Plague Tale. Plague's Tale.
A tale of less innocence.
Tale of
which is interesting because I
cynicism.
Which is interesting because I thought the first game wrapped up really nicely.
Is it the same?
I haven't played it yet.
Same characters, I think.
I haven't finished.
I think it's just the same
they don't
two
die.
characters.
I just assumed.
Interesting. Okay.
The
Spoilers. I'm just kidding.
Outer Worlds 2, which is interesting. I enjoyed the first game. I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, though. I feel.
That's how a lot of people felt.
Is it a point and click?
No, it's a first person.
It's like an interactive.
First person.
No, it's a first person.
RPG.
Yeah, it's it's pretty short.
Plague?
Yeah.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Plague Tale is a stealth game.
The stealth game with the rats. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Not Dishonored.
Not Dishonored,
A different
yes.
one.
Yeah.
It's a third-person stealth game.
I did not play Dishonored very stealthy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if you don't. But yeah.
Redfall looks interesting. It's like a co-op shooter game where you fight vampires and you guys also have powers. Looks fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
They announced a lot. Slime Rancher too, if
Announced-
that's a thing for that anybody.
If you
interested.
care about that, yeah.
There was a lot of things.
Yeah,
announced.
E3 is otherwise kind of, it was okay.
Yeah, like more or less like every E3, I feel.
I mean, E3's kind of dying as a lot of the big people are just moving out and doing their own shows. So I would love for E3 to kind of go back more to like an indie roots or, you know, kind of where it came from originally. But I don't know what's going to happen to it. I'll be curious to see.
And wasn't there a you had to sign up? Wait, what was it? There was I think journalists had to sign up for the E3 on the E3 website. And
So the problem is last year there was a huge data breach at E3, and so journalists like information, or at the very least, like if it turned out that journalist information was like was very visible, which was terrifying for obvious reasons for a lot of journalists. And this year, I think there was something about how like you had to. I'm trying to remember because I think this affected my wife and her crew.
you basically signed up, and for whatever reason, anybody who had access after signing up or something, you can search for anybody else's personal details who's already signed up.
So I guess that was still a problem then. That was the problem, is like it's really easy to just look up other people's details, which is terrifying because journalists can then get doxxed really easily, and that's like that was an issue last year.
Oh,
and
no,
they still
I'm talking
hadn't
about this
fixed
year.
it this year. Yeah. It was an issue last year too. Like that was discovered, and then so this year,
Last year
they
was
still
a
hadn't fixed
data
it.
dump as well, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was something similar like that. And so this year it was like, okay, you guys still haven't solved this issue. And that was a problem. There was something, I think, about how some journalists, like, they wanted to try to use a different address to put in there as opposed to their personal one, and that kind of got weird or something. So it was, it was weird because it affected the people I know too about it. So yeah, they're going to lose journalists if they don't have a good, secure way of, having that information that's not just available to the public.
So yeah, that was E3. I don't really have anything else interesting to bring
Yeah,
up.
I got nothing else for E3.
It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Bunch of cool stuff.
Was there something else
announced.
you want? Yeah. Was there something else you wanted to say, Fo, or?
No.
Okay.
Oh, so just not about E3, about news. I do have a news thing.
news-wise,
Oh,
yeah.
what news thing?
Oh. Did you guys see the news story about the Oculus adding ads to games?
What?
No!
So like it will pop up in your
Oculus
face?
Rift, owned by Facebook, will now insert ads into your games, even games you have spent money to purchase. Not just free games. All games can now have Facebook ads targeted for you.
No, the apocalypse is upon us.
So it just pops
don't
up right
buy
in
an
front of your
Oculus.
face when you're shooting somebody, that kind of thing?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know how it's going to be inserted, but
I hope the backlash is
it can't be
strong.
good, right? Like, there's no way.
No,
like,
there's
there
no
are,
way
There's
it's
worse
good.
and there's less worse, but none of the options are good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a downer. It's dumb
Sorry.
Oculus. That's fine. It's
we
fine.
totally
yeah,
didn't
don't-
bring up a Shin Megami Tensei 5. That one looked really cool.
Oh, yeah! Finally have a female protagonist, which I had to get somebody to mansplain me on Twitter.
I wasn't really sure.
I mean, so I don't know for sure, but the character has long eyelashes, has a female voiceover, and
is it?
turns
Female
into a very
voiceover?
feminine-looking character.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, the voice over the game, the preview was
Ah.
female, and acted like it seemed like it was the person. So I assume, but I could be wrong. But everyone is assuming female based, like I said, like there were eyelashes, and I know they weren't wearing a skirt.
I wasn't really sure because when the person was in school, looked like it was. Yeah. They were wearing the boys' uniform because they wear uniforms there, right?
I know, yeah. So I don't know, but they looked very feminine when they transformed.
Yeah, that's so also long hair and everything.
That's a hard thing. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe it's a bending thing.
And not just that, there's those, like the body also looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no like it's hard to tell with the secondary characteristics. So it might not be, but it's very, very gender fluid looking. I'll give it that. Which might be the point, which would be
nice.
Yeah. That would be nice. But yeah, I made a joke on Twitter about how Shin Megami Tensei can get a female lead, but not Persona. And somebody had to explain to me, I'm sorry to tell you that there are 2 games, or the third one, if you count Persona 3 Portable, that have female lead characters. And I was like, yes, I'm more talking about the ones, with social links like Persona 3 onwards. Because Persona 2 technically had a female lead.
Yeah, Persona 1 and 2
nobody knows that game.
Pretty much considered very separate games from the...
Yeah, well, they're basically Shin Megami Tensei and Persona were the same thing originally. It was Shin Megami Tensei Persona. That was the first game, and then that was the second game, and then they branched off completely from there.
And honestly, the gameplay is more or less the same.
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei, you don't have a party. The only party you have, you
don't have a party. It's
right?
Yeah, you only have the monsters that you work with, and it's a lot more of, like, making sure you try to capture monster. It's a lot more of that kind of aspect, or Mons, I think they call them. But, like, the Mons are, like, Jack Frost was there, and that's also in Persona. Like, they share
and I guess they also call the monsters different. Like, Persona, it's demons or something? Or is it Shin Megami Tensei they call them demons or something? I can't remember.
I feel like it's... I think like they've changed in
I
different
never
games.
really played
Mons is what they call... They seem to call them Mons in this current Shin Megami Tensei. That's what they kept saying was Mons.
I've never played Shin Megami Tensei. I've only played Persona, so I have no idea.
I tried to play Persona 1. It's got old janky JRPG problems, so it was really hard to get through, and I keep like trying to, and then I put it down every single time. So they remade it for the PSP, and I tried, and I just couldn't. So still waiting on my character creation. That's okay. Fire Emblem figured it out, Persona. Why can't you?
I just got a Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Did you?
I might start that after Breath of the Wild, maybe.
All right. I've only played 2 out of the 4 routes. I'm
not sure if I'm gonna play all the routes. I might just choose one.
That's okay.
So I'll probably look up some beginner tips to so that I don't play 5-6 hours and then reload and just.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's a pretty forgiving game. Like, you're gonna be, if you, like, at least try and you don't just, like, skip content, you're gonna be pretty, and you play, like, normal mode, you should have a pretty powerful team by the end that's, it can handle most things. So I wouldn't worry too much. Like, it's hard to screw up, to really, really screw up what you want to do. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah. Yeah, the main problem with the multiple routes is that because there's 2 phases, and the first phase is pretty much identical with all the routes. It's the second phase that's different, and so it's like, drag to try to get through. But it's fun, though. I really enjoy it.
So, I'm all out. E3
I'm all out.
Happened, I guess, and the Kotaku article. It's been a long episode anyway, so yeah, I think we can wrap up and do the thing.
Should wrap up. This is Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm mostly on Twitter these days, but you can catch me in RNG and T. Also, we'll be streaming next week.
And I'm Foehamner. I was going to have videos up, and then I didn't. But I'm working on a new sketch. Nice. That'll come up soon. Yeah, I got. Well, I was going to have gameplay. Like, I to say,
Black
3 weeks ago, I took a 2-week vacation. It was like, some of that's going to be Black Sad. I didn't play that at all. Still haven't. I intend to. Making no promises. Yeah, that Final Fantasy 14 that's probably my most of my spare time.
And I'm Pupunoob Pew Pew, and it'll be, where. Thank you for listening to episode 185. Did I get that right? 185, right?
Yeah, you got it right. Yes.
For the playonultra podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.